Millie, Carol, Rhonda, Yvonne, Gillian, Kat, Dawn Marie, Laura, Dustin, somebody in a black square. Gotta love Zoom sometimes, right? Hey, CJ. Beautiful. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. And just wanted to say hello as we're getting some people in. And who's ready for more kindness today? Woo! Always a good thing. I just want you to know, because some of you who know me through my publicity courses know that I light a light. This time my kindness candle is getting so hot that I decided to light a smaller votive, but it's still a beautiful big light for all of your lights in the world. So we welcome you to the kindness challenge and the kindness connection. And Mary Beth, let's officially get started.
Absolutely. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for day 2 of the Kindness Connection Challenge. I loved yesterday. I don't know about you, Jill. And I'm watching the comments on the Facebook page and all of your conscious acts of kindness that you guys are posting, and you're doing some amazing stuff out there. So keep it up. Jill Lublin is an international speaker on the topics of radical influence, networking, publicity, kindness, and referrals. She is the author of 4 best-selling books, including Get Noticed, Get Referrals, Guerrilla Publicity, and Networking Magic. Her latest book, The Profit of Kindness, went #1 in 4 categories. Jill is a master strategist on how to position your business for more profitability and more visibility in the marketplace. She is the CEO of a strategic consulting firm and has over 25 years experience working with over 100,000 people, plus the national and international media. She's spoken on many stages with luminaries such as Tony Robbins. She also helps authors to create book deals with major publishers and agents, as well as to obtain foreign rights deals. All right, Jill, let's get day 2 started.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And thank you, everyone, for your wonderful recommendations of nonprofits. I just want to repeat again for anyone who missed it that one of my acts of generosity and of kindness is to give away a seat in my publicity course. And since we do them twice a month, we got 2 coming up in November. We're always seeking great nonprofits. So private chat Mary Beth, that's Mary Beth Geronimo on Hollywood Square, and let us know your wonderful suggestions for great nonprofits. Because as my friend Jane Goodall said, what you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Right? Isn't that amazing? You know, I have to tell you, I worked a press room many years ago for something called State of the World Forum. I don't know if any of you have ever known about it, been there. It was actually a major event held in San Francisco. That was a global event. And I ran the press room for 2 years in a row, maybe 3. Jane Goodall was one of the featured speakers, and I will always treasure my time with her running that press room. I mean, there was huge names in there, including Queen Noor, who was also amazing. And name after name, astronauts, political figures, people who are really huge and making a difference in the world. But I remember Jane. Jane lived with chimpanzees for years. I'm sure you all know this, right? And I remember watching her. We were at lunch together and at the main table eating, and she was so cute the way she ate a salad. She was like chomping it, kind of like half of it out of her mouth. It was like, I love Jane because she didn't really care about protocol to a certain extent. It didn't matter that this was like a luminary diplomatic event. Jane was just chewing lettuce like she was still in the jungle, writing her dissertations and everything else. So she was just amazing and so beautiful. So something inspires me to read her quote and to let you know about Jane in a different way. So who practiced the conscious act of kindness yesterday? Come on, let me see. Double thumbs up. Raise your hand if you would like to share. We'll take 3 shares. What was that conscious act of kindness? And how did it impact somebody? I'd like you to share if you would. I'd love to hear it. We would love to hear it. What was a conscious act of kindness that you did? And how did it inspire others or inspire you? Maybe it was anonymous. whatever. I see Dustin's hand raised. Excellent. I see Millie's hand raised. And one more. I see Beatrice's hand raised. All right, let's start with those three in that order. And Dustin, please share with us what happened.
You're on mute, Dustin.
Whoops, we need you verbal.
We can't hear you. You're not on mute anymore, but we can't hear you.
Not quite. I'll tell you what, let's take second person, Dustin, work on that, and then we'll bring you back. Does that sound good? Okay.
Or post it in the chat.
Yeah, or post it in the chat. Millie, let's bring you up. And by the way, post it in the chat, any of you. Post it in the chat. Dustin, we'll bring you back up in just a moment if you can. Hey, Millie, welcome.
Hi, good morning. I'll make this really quick. I learned from a friend that a friend of hers son passed away after a surprising short illness. He was 34 years old. And this friend of a friend is a person I don't even like. And I wrote her a sympathy card and mailed it to her. So I don't know what the impact on her will be, but I know she'll appreciate it.
Oh,
and our mutual friend, it's like, Millie, I didn't think you even liked her. I said, so what? She's in a huge amount of grief. And it's the only thing I can do.
That's beautiful, Millie. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I think sometimes letting go again of our judgments of, what used to be in the past. How about that one? Try that one on for a conscious act of kindness. Let go of your past, the hurts, the forgivenesses that you need to really just forgive. I was telling my dear friend who also didn't like a friend of mine, for something they did, I don't know, 10 years ago already. I'm like, could we just maybe let that go? It's, I don't know. And she said, yeah, life is too short, right? Yeah. So I think thank you for that, Millie, for that reminder. Beatrice, come on up. And Dustin, give us a thumbs up if you think it's working and we'll bring you back. Okay, got it. Beatrice, what was your act of kindness? You got to take yourself off mute.
All right, so sorry about that. Okay, so my act of kindness yesterday was I have a neighbor downstairs. She's 90 years old, and she has help that gets her groceries. So she was upset that the lady didn't get her rotisserie chicken like the day before, and she says, I love to have it because it'll last me a few days. And so I remember that, and once in a while I have extra food. I always take a plate down, fruit. But this time I said, why not get her a whole chicken just for herself? So I brought it over about 6 in the evening, and the joy that her gasp, like, oh no, the whole thing is for me. And she was just so grateful at that moment. And just her reaction brought me so much joy. So it's good to be a giver. And I'm always a giver, but to be intentional at that moment, going to the supermarket on purpose to get that for her, it really made my day, and it made her day as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know, isn't it? It just feels good to do the doing, even if it requires more energy on our part, right? And listen, the truth is everything about kindness does require more energy often, except for maybe that smile as you're passing someone. That's completely free, hardly requires any energy except a little more thought. But and I can see you smile through your mask. Remember that. Those eyes do light up. So thank you, Beatrice, for doing that. And I think that's really, really precious. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. So remember, conscious acts of kindness, my friends, every single day. Just at least one, just one is what I ask you to think about, to commit to. Give me a double thumbs up if you're willing to commit to that. Come on, come on. Yes, yes. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. Yvonne, I see your hand up. Would you like to share for a moment?
Yeah, I just, I'm a little bit late because I've got an unstable internet connection. So I've also turned on my phone, and I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me, wait a minute. Oh, can you hear me right now? Can you hear me? Perfect. Okay, then I better not unmute you. Okay, I'm on the phone. Last night about 8:30, which is later than I almost ever have phone calls. A member of my congregation called, and when I saw the name, it was like, She happens to be someone I like the least.
about 8:30,
And we
which is
ended up
later
talking
than
for
I
about an hour
almost
and a half. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm echoing because okay, yeah, I accidentally unmuted when I was muting. Unmute, yeah. And I spent a very, how can I put it? We were in dialogue. There were areas where we didn't agree, and we had some discussion. And she's not a person who's going to get it. You know, I mean, she has a very, very fixed mindset. She's just coming out of breast cancer, and she's still a little tender. And I really wanted to move into that space of compassion. So even though I didn't like just blindly agree with some of the nonsense that she said, I just gave it maybe gave it a little spin of how I could agree with it and yet still have another perspective, you know, hold, as Claire Zammit calls it, hold paradox. So
I love that, Yvonne. So your act of kindness specifically was, say it again.
Was to listen. And
Yeah.
I was on the phone with her for an hour and a half, and I had completely other plans to wind up my day. So it put me behind for today. But at the same time, it was like, you know, I mean, if you believe in God, then sometimes you have to do things that aren't exactly the things that you would want to do at that moment for yourself. So it really took me a moment to get to that space. You know, I'm looking at that phone and that name and going, why don't I just not answer it? You know, let it go to voicemail. And I've done that before. And therefore it was really double on me today to you know, or last night to step into the kindness. And by the way, that's the theme of kindness has come up really recently again in my life. And one of the things that I've been doing is, and it was something that was written as well in notes. And so for the last couple of weeks, I've actually been telling myself kindness, kindness, you know, when I'm faced with any situation, to just say the word to myself, kindness.
That's beautiful,
Basically,
Yvonne.
it's what's the kind thing to do. So I think I was really drawn to this little series because of the title that you chose.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for that.
so I'm very appreciative that you're doing this. I love it. It's a
Yvonne.
reinforcement. It's a strong reinforcement.
It is a strong reinforcement. I think for all of you, the question, thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate you sharing. The thing for all of you is how can you reinforce that kindness matters, right? I have a mug, kindness matters. I have a sign, be kind, right there in my kitchen is just be kind. So I do lots of things to remind me what can I do for my community, for myself, to remember, and put Post-its all over, whatever it is that you need to do, to remind yourself, what can you do to be more kind, right? What can you do to create the power of kindness in your life? Okay, so Mary Beth, let's unspotlight and go to the next slide, please, would be great. And because I want to show you some wonderful, oh, the mask says be kind. Yes, I've got a mask too. Thank you, Gillian. I forgot to mention that. Today I want to speak to you a little bit about, because some of you know I'm a publicity expert, and I have to just tell you truth that when I got contracted to do my fourth book, The Prophet of Kindness, I thought to myself, now, what does this have to do with any of the books? And by the way, I just did that because it was an inspired action. And frankly, I think sometimes you just got to do stuff because it's inspired, right? And this book was inspired, Millie Anderson actually knows her, by Gloria Wilcox, who one time when I was driving her to doctor's appointments and doing things for her as she ages, she's been a friend of mine for, gosh, close to 30 years now, and she's now 84, I think. So, in the aging process, obviously it's been pretty intense, and I've cared for her in many, many ways, way beyond the call of duty, let's just say that. And one time I was driving her to a doctor's appointment and she looked at me and she goes, you know, you're so kind. And wouldn't it be great if we had a new currency, she said, the currency of kindness. And you know, when something just goes boop, 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 and that's, my friends, how the Prophet of Kindness was born, which, by the way, the publisher, I said, I proposed the book, The Currency of Kindness, and they changed it to The Prophet of Kindness. That's okay. But just saying, you know, that when I looked at the book, when it was published, I thought, well, how does that have to do with publicity? Well, frankly, good companies and kind companies get lots of publicity. Case in point, let me show you. This is a slide from Panera Bread Company. This actually went into the book, The Prophet of Kindness. And this is a gentleman whose mother was actually, grandmother, excuse me, was passing from cancer. And literally on her last night, she said, I want clam chowder. And well, you know, Panera Bread wasn't doing clam chowder on Tuesday. They did it on Friday, the woman said. But here's what happened. And you can actually see it in the wonderful caption. But let me just tell you, that woman not only said, fine, yes, absolutely, we're going to make you clam chowder. But when he came in, she also gave him a tin of cookies, right? And let me just tell you, that woman who was probably making $8 an hour answering the phone in New Hampshire said yes to something that was not the policy, to something that wasn't the, you know, right action in the moment, but was the right action for kindness. And you know what's interesting? She made regional manager. And then you want to talk great visibility, great publicity. Look at Panera Bread, 790,000, right? 790,000 focuses on this story. Plus, it's in my book. Plus, we're talking about it here. That was in 2012, my friends. So does kindness live on? You bet it does. You bet it does. And it's the power of that visibility that continually creates that connection to what you're putting out there. But, you know, the truth is sometimes we just do kindness because it's the right thing to do. Like in this case with Panera Bread, it was the right thing to do. So as you look at your message, go ahead to the message. As you look at your message, I want you to think about what is the message that you are projecting in the world with your business, with kindness. And interestingly enough, in the word message, type in the chat, please, what are the first two letters of message? What is it? What's in the first two letters of message? Type it in the chat. Go ahead. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. In the word message is me. Isn't that interesting? Type in the chat, please. What are the last four letters of the word message? Last four letters of the word message. What is it? Sage. Absolutely. Thank you. In the word message is me, Sage. So I'm wondering, in your message for your business, for your life, where are you giving your message a sageness? Where are you promoting kindness in your message? Where are you giving something back? We talked about that a little bit yesterday, right? How can you be connecting more to a message that matters and a message that matters for others? And I think that's a really good question as we look at spreading kindness around the world, right? Because where in your business can you put in more kindness? You know, and we talked yesterday about donating a seat in my publicity course, every single course. And by the way, that isn't always the easiest, which is why I'm sitting here asking you, who do you know, right? We have spent money in cities where I go so that we always find a nonprofit. And where in your business is an act of that generosity? Where is an act of compassion? Where is it an act of, well, I'm just going to do something because it's the right thing to do? Every single day. Now, let me show you how we did that. We're going to put you in breakout sessions in just a moment, and we're going to hear from you about well, I'll tell you in just a minute, but let me show you, if I might. Go ahead to the slide, Mary Beth. I want to show you how we did it with the prophet of kindness, okay? And, here's the thing. Obviously, I know the importance of publicity and getting it, creating it, connecting to it, having it be authentic, right? And so when the prophet of kindness came out, I kept thinking, well, what's the authentic message for this moment? And what it was is the divided states of America, which I think we can all agree is a problem. Is that true? Yes? Okay, so let me just tell you, by writing a press release that focused on that, the divided states of America, my friends, look at the slide. The bottom third is a third of how much media we got. And Inc. magazine twice, and Forbes magazine twice, and 7 Fox News TV segments, which, by the way, I'm calling right now today, literally today and yesterday and tomorrow again, for World Kindness Day coming up November 13th, right? And so I'm going to ask you, like, how can you tie your message into maybe a moment of what's happening right now? And then meanwhile, practicing kindness. You keep being, I'm sure, touched by acts of kindness that appear in the news, right? Maybe you can be one of them. And yes, Yvonne, a divided Canada, a divided world right now is what's going on all across the world. And so when you're looking at that, I'm just going to say to you, how can you maybe integrate your kindness into a message out into the world? And literally, this book got a ton of press, spread the word of kindness. And anyone who knows me, you know that I'll say, you get in media whatever way you can, because once you're in the media, good news, you control your message, my friends. Then you can speak of kindness. Then you can speak of whatever it is you want to create and discover and connect to and help others with, because you're already in the news. Now, I'm super excited to just share with you that the Prophet of Kindness, couple things, is spreading around the world. Literally, this piece that you see on the left of the slide, that's the book in India. It's actually now in India. And funny enough, I love how God works in my life, because literally yesterday, well, let me just say that on the right side, that is the cover. And I had seen the cover for months, the Russian cover of Prophet of Kindness, but I'd never seen the actual book because they couldn't get it out of Russia due to COVID and logistics and all kinds of problems. Literally yesterday, a package comes. Guess what? Woo-woo. This is the new book, The Prophet of Kindness. It's actually a hardcover. Hey, Clint, will you take a picture of this just for fun? And this is the hardcover, right? Now, this is it in Russian. We are spreading kindness around the globe, yes?
Yeah.
And I thought it was super cool. It was a hard copy. So I'm very excited to share that. And actually, please hold prayers for me today. I will ask one thing, because literally tomorrow starts the Frankfurt Book Fair, which usually I'm at every single year, helping people get foreign rights deals. Guess what? Well, obvious reasons, I'm not going to be in Germany tomorrow. But however, we have representation for Prophet of Kindness. So let's hold good thoughts. And literally that the book is picked up all around the world in many other countries, so that kindness keeps spreading around the globe. And I have a little joke that I'm particularly calling China, so that we'll have half the world talking about kindness. What do you think? Can we get a woo woo for that? Woo woo. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the whole, and hold the thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, because the group synergy and energy always helps. Excellent. So let's go into wonderful breakouts and talk to each other.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Great job. We're going to talk about, how does your message of kindness show up in your business today? And if you're not in business, that's great. Just talk about how it shows up in your life. How about that? Whatever feels good to you, whatever feels wonderful to you. Welcome back. Hey, did kindness rock? Did kindness rock? Give me a double thumbs up if kindness rocked. Excellent. Let's take some shares. I'd like 3 shares, please. Do me a favor, raise your hand or raise your hand in the Hollywood Square as to what happened for you. Keep them short and focused, please, so that everybody can share. Tell me what happened. Who wants to share? Sharing is caring. I see Becky. Go for it. I think we called on Becky first. Go ahead, Becky. How was that for you?
I thought it was so beautiful because there were so many awesome things that the other ladies were doing just to show those amazing acts of kindness, from making something delicious and taking it to somebody, to growing sunflowers in their yard, to, you know, for the school children. So it very much touched my heart that, you know, the different things that we do, even the sending of handwritten cards and pieces of art and different things like that, that just made all those things that in our modern world with all the technology, we'll just send an email, happy birthday, but a personal card or something like that is always just that extra touch that is needed. And thank you. That was a beautiful session.
You are so welcome. And you know what, also, I love the, just one of my general things, it's actually on my calendar. Send 2 handwritten cards. It's on for every Monday. Some of them include people in my programs. Some of them include, you know, people that I'm just reaching out to, but it actually is in my calendar. So if you need to have that reminders, go for it. Go for it, my friends. All right, Mary Beth, who was second?
Pat.
Perfect. Thanks, Pat. Welcome.
Hi, I have an unattended business that's become the best of my life's work. Dementia Wisdom, bringing out the creativity, resourcefulness, and the gifts in everyone to help beat this cruel disease. Sharing the amazing resources that help my husband and I have the richest times of our marriage ever. And the amazing people. I mean, I'm just going to mention 2 of them right now that people don't know enough about. One is called Dementia Action Alliance, run by the people with dementia, and the rest of us get to go there and learn. It's a tribe for all of us. And then there's Dementia Mentors, and John gets to meet with someone who has his kind of dementia every Friday, no charge, and he'll become a mentor. And so I want anyone to call me and just catch up on what's going, whether or not you know someone who may need my work. This work is like the best training I've had in patience ever. And it's tough.
Dealing with anyone with that or any illness, honestly, at all, like caregiving in general requires tremendous patience. So thank you, Pat, for being kind. You're always amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll speak up because I was next, Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen, great. Welcome, welcome.
Well, with our group, everyone had done something major in the area of kindness. But Carol Liege, who's with us, Liege, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, was a strategic planner for big government and large companies, and then decided she wanted to work with women, individuals. And so she has a group, and perhaps, I think she might have posted it already, but it sounds so amazing to inspire women to give more to others. She's got a clubhouse group, and it's just about listening, networking, helping others with life struggles, instilling confidence. And I'd love to get involved in that. And I think it's just another reminder of how much we can do for others. And I thank Jill for her continual messages. I got your book, The Profit of Kindness, and was just amazed at how inspiring it was and how rewarding for me as a person, but helpful for my business too. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Thank you for that kindness. And I appreciate you. Mary Beth, I'd like to put up, if you would, the wheel of names, and let's give away a Profit of Kindness book. What do you think? Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Lots of networking. Yes, people are saying that. I do want you to know it makes a huge difference in your business for the networking that occurs there, because I'm very committed always to everybody networking. All right. And Mary Beth, we can't quite see the wheel, just so you know.
It's actually Clint. There
Okay,
we go.
there we go. All right, spin that wheel. Woo, woo. We gotta create our own music. Everybody, come on.
Do
Shake
do
that
do 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 do.
And remember, you must be present to win.
Yay, Joan! Yay!
Yay,
Hey,
Joan is
Joan,
Joan
yay.
present.
Yes.
And Joan, are
Yay.
you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Joan, welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
Yay. Awesome.
Enjoy,
Thank you.
enjoy the beautiful Prophet of Kindness. And I know you will. I'm very super excited to have you enjoy it. And also looking forward to being with all of you tomorrow. More fun, more kindness to be had. Here's my challenge. I want you to practice another, ooh, yes, another conscious act of kindness. And we're going to report in about that. And I also want you to think about who's a kind company that you see actually demonstrate that you see actually be that in the world. And I want you to come tomorrow with that, because we're going to talk about that and show that, you know, how it appears. And Mary Beth Yvonne asked to send her the chat. Hopefully you see that. We'll send that to you.
Thank you.
And super excited. Okay, so today's challenge is, remember, another conscious act of kindness. And think about the companies that you see are kind. And so with that, my friends, give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, come on. Give yourselves a round of applause, because you have created more kindness in the world today. And as one of my quotes says, if you can be anything, be kind. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m., right here, same time, same channel. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Joe.
Bye. Thank you all.